let me try to... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I already explained this. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, so it was funny. I was not noticing that I somehow did like this input at the beginning. So, okay. So, first, this was the part where I thought like I was did not have like the recording running. So, okay. So the first things first. If you, like in this case, run into any wall which is not like aligned, you know, like a straight up wall, you don't hear any sound clue. You hear a sound clue, and this is that Lara doesn't run anymore. Normally she's like putting her hands, like on the wall so she doesn't get hurt or whatever. But if it's like a slope or something, then the only sound cue that you hear is you don't move anymore. So that was like for me the cue to, jump back and did this. If you hit a wall in front of you, it's always like, for me it was the best method just to do side steps or side jumps, because then I have like this accuracy of knowing that I will reach my goal eventually. So that is what I did. So and this this was the first part, of course, where I being like, okay, my goal is not straight ahead or like in some line. I need to climb up this, into the hole there. And I noticed that if you just run, like with this example, just run straight into a wall, there might be, Lara is not really aligned, she's not like looking at the right angle that you want her to have. So I was thinking about, okay, how can I make her align? So that's what I came up with. It is like I could, at the moment I was finding out this method, I was like, okay, I can use that. It works like nearly every time. There was always a bit of misalignment, but it was enough for me to coordinate this run. So that's what I did. So I was actually just running through a wall to have a confirmation of, okay, there's my wall. Then the next thing is running again through a wall, because I have this feeling of it makes her more, aligned with the wall. I don't know if it's like the case, but it felt like it. And the next thing is like sidestepping to the wall until I don't hear stepping. So I knew like, okay, I'm now in the corner. Normally I'm jump and holding the action button in midair, because I had also this feeling of, if I do this, she will even getting more straighter to the wall. So, and then just rolling and just, run ahead. So, and if you see, it works pretty well. So maybe there is something to it. I don't know. So, I mean, I'm really running like precisely to the corner. So, if you press, I didn't see that, but that's like a good case here. But if you hugging a wall and you're standing right in the corner and you want to do a side jump, Lara will then instead do a normal jump. The only sound cue that you can hear is that the jump doesn't take that long. It's a little bit faster, I would say. I'm not sure though. And you hear her sometimes doing this, like this sound. So for me, it was like a way to determine, okay, I might be at the wall. I'm hugging the wall right now. So, yeah. So then I'm realizing hitting, like, okay, I think I'm getting to a wall, near a wall, but I need some confirmation. So I jump back again and run against the wall and do again, like checking if I'm really in the corner. This is something which was really complicated to find any methods of doing a 90-degree thing. It's easy to do like 180 because you just do the roll and okay, I'm running in the exact direction that I want to head to. But doing a 90-degree thing is really hard. So I tried to find a method, and the one that I came up with is pulling my pistols or my guns, Lara's guns, because she's turning faster that way. and just listen to the sound cue when she's doing a step, because then I have like, it's not like near 90 degree, but like it's between, I would say 110 and 70, something like that, like 20 degrees of misalignment. But if I know that my destination is nearby, it is easy to perform that, because the game is like correcting you a bit when you're standing like a little bit, not directly in front of the wall, but like a little bit misaligned to it, and the game is like just, you know, grabs on stuff anyway or whatever. So that was for me a good method actually to work with, just listening to the sound key of their when she's turning and immediately stop when I hear the sound. So that's the reason why I was able to grab the ledge, getting to the right corner and knowing now, okay, I'm now really on this corner aligned with the wall, so I can now perform the next thing and side steps, you know, jumps at this point. So yeah, and of course I need any indication that I can stop jumping, and in this case it was the wall that I'm now hugging. And just, you know, having a method in my head of, okay, I need to do 2 steps back and jumping and whatever to get up here. So I was always making sure that I was like on the edge or on the wall, you know, hugging the wall, because then I was at this certainty of I'm doing the right thing, you know. So it's a no-go to just standing in the middle of a room and whatever. You need some ways of orientating yourself where you are standing it. This was also when I was fighting against any enemy, I was hammering the action button, because if you're holding it, like, of course, veteran players will know that, of course. But if you're holding the action button while you're fighting against an enemy and the enemy dies, Lara will continue aiming at it, even it's dead. So you need to make sure that you release action button and hammering it again, so to deal with multiple enemies, you know. So that's why I'm also pausing, like standing for a few seconds still, to hear if I hear any bat coming, or, you know, if anything is like getting close to me. So as always, doing 2 side steps when I know there's a wall or an obstacle which Lara prevents from continuing walking or running. So so this was also really, it is interesting how, like, I was trying to find a safe way, like an always guaranteeing way to get into the left, you know, the left area. So what I came up with is basically this. The same strategy that you saw already, like trying to get into a corner, making sure that I'm aligned to the wall by hugging it again, jumping to it, just to make sure I'm aligned with it. So I was always doing, like, when I found out this is a good strat, doing always the same, and it works 100%. So running again the wall, doing again this jump thing against the wall, then rolling, and just running straight into this little corner there, which is high enough so Lara cannot walk over it. Again, getting to the corner and just doing side jumps. So there was also this one moment when I knew, like, this one jump, you know, when I get into this room, is done shorter, in a shorter amount of time. So I was like, okay, I'm here now. So just running forwards to make sure again, hugging a wall, doing my safety check again, you know, just of running into it, jumping again into it, just to make sure I'm I'm aligned as much as possible. So I gotta say, when I try to find out, like, how can I get now to this hole in this room, I was just trying to, what will happen when I just do side jumps all the time? Where do I get out, or, like, you know, get to? So when I did my first runs, I was like, oh, okay, getting to the slope and just doing right jumps until I know that I hit like 3 or 4 of them. And the funny thing was, even there was no sound cue at this moment because the slope was too short. I mean, you just hear this short jump thing. I knew like from memory, like, okay, I need to jump like after the one slope again, and then I hear the sound, and I just jump again. So I was like thinking, okay, maybe I just hit the slope in the like, you know, hitting it too short for the sound to be played. So I was like gambling at this moment. And as you can see, side jumping again, yeah, makes the dream work. So, but I was unsure. That's why you have those pauses. Like, we're like, okay, am I really at this spot? Because as soon as you're being unsure where you are, it's like, this was like the clue for me. Like, okay, I can grab here, so I'm safe. That's why you hear my side of relief. So yeah, as soon as you, as what I can tell from my experience of that is, like, as soon as you doesn't expect, or you hear sounds that, or you get like a response that is not aware for you, I'm trying to imagine, okay, I was there, I did this, what can I do to counteract, you know, maybe I just need a sidestep to course correct myself a bit, or like looking for a corner or whatever, and this was helping me immensely. Yeah, this part was also super interesting because you can run against doors and the animation does not stop. So as you might notice, I was running through at this door like for 15 seconds because I was not aware of the distance, you know. So but I knew like from the one corner I was starting at the before running towards the door, I was sure that I will reach the door. I will run infinitely, but I'm just made sure that I will run more than necessary to make sure that I'm really at the door, you know. So as soon as I was aware or sure, like, okay, I'm running and running, this area should already, when I would hit a wall, I already would hit a wall. So I stopped, did like a side step back, did my pistol 90-degree thing, boom. So here at this point, I'm waiting until the doors open. Most likely because even if the door, you know, visually shows like, you know, when the door opens, you think like, oh, I can now get into it. For some reason, the animation needs to run to its end, so Lara has no obstacles in a way. In the first runs, I was doing it too quick, too fast, and then I was like hitting an invisible object of some sort. So I was like, okay, I'm waiting until the sound cue is completely run, like to the end, you know, and then I'm continuing. So that's why they have like this pause there. Yeah. And again, as you can see, it's a really trusty tool. I don't know, for me, like doing all of the side steps, side jumps. Here I'm waiting for the bat. Yeah, that. Here's a nice thing. That's like for me noticing that I'm in the right spot. As soon as being at this specific corner, you cannot roll because the game does not allow you to do that. So I was hitting the roll button several times. This is for me the confirmation, like, okay, I'm here. Good to know. So that's why you again hear me. It has this relief sound, you know, like, yes. Okay. So again, checking if I'm in the corner, running towards the wall. Same strategy, just doing flips and flips. Making sure by hugging the wall, step back, get to the corner, step back, run against the wall. Okay, I'm in the wall. So yeah. Nothing, things that we already saw so far. So here, that is like a really risky thing because I was thinking about how I can perform this jump safely, but I noticed like it is hard to find a setup for this specific platform here. So at the point I was like going a bit, not YOLO, but like having another idea, like doing two side steps, pistol 90-degree trick. As you can see, it was not aligned good. I was like, because of you hearing the wolves also, like, you know, doing their sounds, whatever. So at the moment I was not hearing my own sound cue, like the step, when you do the 90-degree step, that you're hearing the step sound. I was not hearing the sound cue. So that was like, okay, did I do anything right? Should I correct myself? So I was thinking for a brief moment. And then I was like, okay, let's do it. And as you can see, the game was really gentle to me. It actually corrected even with this noticeable disalignment to the cliff. It actually allowed me to grab. And I noticed like, okay, I was really not in the right spot because I was like climbing, like, you know, like climbing along the thing like for a long time. So yeah, I'm lucky that the wolves actually cannot damage you from the side. I was like thinking about, okay, can they actually do damage? I was not sure at this moment, but yeah, if I learned about this, it was really relaxing. So again, I'm walking back, not just holding X, the action button. So that's like a safe thing. You will grab the ledge. So that's always a really safe strat to be also aligned with something. So yeah, that's a funny moment actually. Because again, like I explained a few minutes ago, if you are near wall and you want to perform side jump, Lara will not, you know, jump into the wall. She will just doing jumps. So I was not noticing that for some time. And then I realized, okay, maybe I'm already across the bridge. So hugging the wall again, because I want to get through the entrance. Do a little jump, 2 side steps, zombie in the center, and just go. So that was actually super lucky. Like, I was not really aligned, I think, at the beginning when I walked through this door. Let's call it a door, you know, the entrance. I was really lucky that actually the game pushed me to the left. That there was like this, you know, correction, course, whatever, collision correction, whatever. So it was really lucky for me. So yeah, 90-degree pistol thing. Trying my best to get aligned to the wall. I mean, as you can see, it is helpful, because otherwise you're just being a bit, you know, yeah, you're just not being aligned to anything. So this was also really helpful, knowing that there's like this the slope when you jump. You know, if you move backwards, you have this little pause before you hear Lara doing any other movements. So that was like for me and guaranteeing like, okay, I'm now at this bottom, the beer pit, you know. So holding again the X button or the action button to be absolutely sure that Lara will grab here. Got to the corner, just do 2 sides. Yeah, there you go, side jumps. Because if you do exactly 2, you will be here, and then you can also perform a safe jump. There we go. Drink quick something. Talking all the time. So yeah. Now we're here. Oh, again, to make sure I know there's an entrance. So I do a side jump, 2 side steps, and I know I can enter that. So this is like a bit of yeah, like I'm trying to make sure like, okay, I'm past the stairs, I can turn now and just shoot, you know. Trying to listen to the sounds. Okay, seems that everything is cool. And I'm trying to perform now my next my next thing. Doing the 90-degree pistol thing. Again, there is this risk that you're turning too much though. So, and I did turn a bit too much, because then I was hugging this wall. And then I was like, okay, normally I should drop here and, you know, grab the ledge, but the sound didn't come. So I was like, okay, what did I do wrong? Maybe I got to this one pillar there. So I was like, okay, maybe 2 side steps and I can correct myself, and I was guessing it right. That was a really tense feeling if you're being in this situation where you're not sure what you did wrong, or like where the movement failed at some point. This is like really tense. I'm not gonna lie, it is just to remain calm, thinking about what he did. So again, as you can see, this 90-degree turn is not always but it is helpful. It gives me an indication of I'm turning at least 90 degrees and hoping for the best at this point. So now we're getting on the part where there's like this puzzled segment where or timed segment where you need to hit a switch and then the door opens and you need to hurry. I think it closed like within 15 seconds or whatever. And here I wanted to make extra sure because I felt like, just make sure if I'm really here at the spot. Okay, looks cool. And then just jump. Always getting to the corner, doing one little step, and then trying this 90-degree thing again to hit the switch. And again, the game helped me at this point. So, yeah, just sidestepping. I was like, okay, yeah, I have enough time. It's like, I don't need to rush at this point, because I learned like, okay, I have enough time to do loose sidesteps. So this was I was lucky because I had this not in memory that there's like this platform where I'm not being able actually to get onto it. I was thinking all the time like I can get to the wall, but I actually got to this one spot. So I did the same setup as I would normally do, but I was just lucky that the room is like has more. It's big enough actually to let me in. And this is also when I try to discover a route how I can get this get to the part where the ground just breaks in and you get like to this new area, that there's a chance that I get to not to that wall but to the other wall that is like you see on the right, this one wall. So I always try to have like a recovery setup, let's call it like that, to make sure like, okay, if I experience sounds or events which are not aligned to the primary setup, I'm trying to get like to this backup setup to make sure like maybe I'm here right now, so I'm just pressing back. So, but as you might see before, I thought like maybe I pressed the back button for a back step one time too much, so I was trying to make sure I'm here, and then I realized, okay, I'm down there. Okay, that's cool. Again, like for me as in completely like this is like my first really blindfold experience like that I had, and I mean I learned stuff from other blindfold runs because I find them personally extremely interesting, and I learned there that always make sure that you have at certain places like that like when you do like a certain thing that you can be sure that you're being on this specific spot right now, so you have like a point of orientation, and then having setups from this one specific point. So yeah, there I was like, okay, I don't need to turn, I need to do back, get back, so I can hold the action button to get like, grab the ledge again. There we go. It's interesting that sometimes you just freeze the motion because of being like, okay, getting through all those actions step by step in your mind. Again, making sure that I'm now turning 90 degrees so I can continue. Making sure again. So now there's the last battle. The music cues, you can hear them because I was turning them a bit, not off, but like reduce their volume. And they really helped me to be aware that now, certain triggers happens, enemy spawns and stuff like that. So yeah, I know that for some reason, I never really made it happen to get exactly through this one. Way was always hugging the wall to the left. So I don't know. So that's actually funny. I was turning again a bit too much, and I actually got to the switch, but of course I don't know. So I was like, okay, let's get to the corner. Okay, align again. There we go. Oh yeah, I was like, all right, I need to now. As you can see, I was a bit too much distant to the wall. So if I would be, you know, it would be more smart just to get to the wall again, just pressing forward to make sure you are really getting to the wall. But yeah, I really was like, okay, what is going on? But the game again was really nice to me as I did some side steps and allowed me to pull the switch. Well, the lever, whatever. So yeah, we're getting to the end. I mean, it's just like, you know, getting down. Another little thing back and then side jumps. There we go. So I gotta say it is really interesting doing those blindfolded runs, but again, there needs to be so much work behind it. I was just doing one level, you know, like out of all the levels that are in this game, it is the easiest. It has I would say most less enemies. Yeah, like, you know, like less enemies. There are some complicated jumps if you don't see them. I mean, if you see them, it's like, you know, you can manage that, but to prepare a setup to prepare those jumps without seeing anything is really challenging. I mean, I think that I was also able to manage this first level because I played it like, I don't know, I would not say 10k, but like at least like a few thousands of times. So I have a message and huge respect for, you know, runners that actually do blindfolded runs. And this was my personal experience, just to have like a fraction of that, like this one level. And it is challenging, but it feels really, really cool if you're actually being able, as a long-time runner, to beat a level without actually seeing it, just hearing it. And this is like, feels good. It's a nice additional success, and I'm happy that I can share this one experience with you. So again, there will be one version without my commentary, and this version with my commentary. I find it really special, so that's why I do this like special additional recording here. Yeah, if you watch from the beginning to the end, thank you for sticking with me and my horrible English. And if you have any question, please feel free to write them down into the comments. And of course, you can find me also on Discord if you want to get in touch with me or with the with the runner community in general. We'll put the link into the description if you want to join our community there. Yeah, shout out to all the runners, to all the Tomb Raider runners out there. And stay determined, have a nice day, and stay safe. Bye bye.